Hi, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to my memoirs and a fresh page from my diary. I have not done my laundry in the longest time, and I had designated this old washing machine of mine that's not working for dirty clothes. And imagine this is full to the brim, and I had to continue using this old drum, which I had discarded. I didn't want to continue using this to store dirty clothes, but this is just how the situation was. I had so many dirty clothes, and imagine I've already reduced some, I've already taken out some to start washing their outside. I have some few clothes here and there which also got a bit burnt, but I didn't want to get rid of them all. If it can be wearable, like this short, the green one is for my son, I decided to just keep them because I don't have much clothes now that most of them were in the fire. Well, apart from the fire happening and slowing me down, another reason as to why I had not done my laundry after such a long time is because of water. Water is usually not readily available sometimes, but on this day I managed to fetch a couple of gallons, and that is why I decided to do the washing. And finally, reason number 3 as to why I have not done laundry in a long while. My clothing line fell off. The post that usually holds the line is this stump, and it dried up and then fell off. Therefore, all my clothing lines were down, and just figuring out how to start untangling them and how to start tying them to whichever place that was fit. That was another headache for me. I had suggested Happy to do this for me, but unfortunately, he wasn't really around for a long time, so I had to figure it out myself and with the help of my firstborn son. So this is one of the things that was just giving me whenever I wanted to wash clothes, I'll think of where I was supposed to hang the clothes because all the lines were down. And I had only one clothing line that had remained, the one that is attached to the house. I'll show it to you later on. So in the morning, early morning, I had started figuring out how to go about that. And by the way, this is something that my girls were working on. They were planning to build like a small house. They've always wanted to have a tree house, so that's just a compensation for that. So this other side of the line, I did not untie the line itself. I left it there. So I just had to figure out where to tie it, either to the next tree or to that far end tree, the one that you're seeing there, or this tree which was holding the existing line that is connected to the house, and then now figure out where I'm going to tie the rest of the line because it's quite long. So in my head, I told myself, okay, I think I'll just have to extend it to the farthest tree, the way where I usually wash my dishes. That was another hectic. It was very hectic. I wanted to take a clip of that, but I just couldn't because figuring out how to go about it. And then this line is very thick. It's a wire line and it is very, very thick. So folding it and stretching it out, it just took quite a lot of time. I spent, I think, more than 30 minutes on this. At some point, I actually gave up, but I told myself, let me just go about it because I had so many clothes and one line will not have been enough. These were the other clothes that I had already sorted out before showing you the ones that were inside the house. So that is what I was working on this particular day. And I decided to do the washing under this tree because of the shade. If I did it behind the house, with time, as the sun moves, the shade disappears. So I didn't want to start there and then have to transfer all that to this place. So I had already started. I decided to just do the whole activity here. It's much more better, and it's also very breezy. Yeah, and my youngest was there. This tire and the piece of wood, that was his seat. He usually likes playing with water. So yeah, I managed to do the washing, and I was very very proud of myself. Much later, I finally finished the load that I had for today, and my back, yo, my back was just something else. But I was happy that I completed doing the laundry. But I'm telling you, my back was just suffering. I've had two CSs, so it really affects me when I do a lot of bending and heavy lifting. But it has to be done. One day, the good Lord is finally going to bless me with a fully automatic washing machine, and I won't have to do laundry again. And this is how I managed to tie the line, the wire. I didn't really like the way it came out, but because I really needed these things to be up so that I can, put up the clothes, I just went with it the way it was. But I don't like the way they are making a T. They're sort of making a T. The lines are making a T, and they are all over the place. There is this one on this side, and then there is the other one on that side, and then there is the one that did not fall off. I just have a feeling that it gives a lot of complication vibes. I would prefer them to be at the same place, not scattered all over. So for today, I'll just have to leave them at that. But I am reconsidering. I'm thinking of how I'm going to rearrange this place, because you see the way they are. There's this one, then there's the other one, then there's that one. There are three different lines facing three different directions, and they just look very. They look very confused. Yeah, I just have a thing with order. I will have to revisit this and make it a bit pleasant to the eye. Yeah. As for the dried up stamp that fell off, of course, that will find use here. Nothing goes to waste. I used it for cooking. So that was firewood, and it served me for 2 days. Yeah, it served me for 2 days. And it really helped because I didn't have to go looking for firewood again. So, yeah, that is how the day went. This was the next morning after the clothes had already dried off, and that is how I used that stamp. I know I've said this before, but in all the chores, the house chores, I do not like washing because it is physically painful. But I am telling myself that I'm manifesting for a washing machine. And before the washing machine, I told myself I want to be in a financially fit position, at least get someone to be doing the washing for me, because the physical pain is just on another level. And having kids, the way you need to wash all the time, the washing is just unavoidable. But either way, yeah, I'm manifesting for that. Thank you so much for watching, my dear lovely. Let us meet in the next video, hopefully very soon. Bye.